Ukrainian historian Natalia Sinkevich tells the amazing story of the letters of the Russian Tsar Peter and to the Metropolitan of Kiev, disappeared several times, but in the end found. I saw the Cyrillic characters and asked the librarian for permission to examine the document more closely, says Ukrainian historian Natalia Sinkevich, which worked on a completely different topic at the Institute for Eastern European History at the University of Tübingen. This story happened 3 years ago, 2016. After such findings, the Ukrainian and German scientists launched a joint project, examining a long-way-old letters from the Russian Tsar and the Metropolitan of Kiev, to a distant German time. More than 3 centuries ago, in 1708, Peter I addressed a letter to the Kiev Metropolitan Joseph Krakowski, the last elected, not appointed head of the Kiev Metropolitanate. Before that, in 1686, the Kievan Metropolia with the permission of Constantinople temporarily paperedelled the Moscow Patriarchate. Unpublished Joseph Krakowski, the royal charter continued to limit the already curtailed rights of the Metropolitan of Kiev. The document also contained a prohibition of the Ukrainian hierarchs to directly appeal to the ecumenical patriarch. This prohibition testifies that Moscow was strong enough concerns about the return of the Kiev metropolis under the rule of Constantinople. In the 1825 text of letters published historian Eugene Bolkovitinov. However, he somehow, by mistake or deliberately missed the part where it says that the Kievan Metropolitan was forbidden to go to Constantinople. In addition to the letters is interesting in the story of her travels. After Peter I sent a letter to Kiev, she long time was stored with other documents of the Kiev Metropolitan in the vestry of St. Sophia Cathedral. After the revolution, in 1922 the documents from the Sofia Past and Solostarin Library of Ukrainian Academy of Sciences is now the National Library. V. Vernadsky. In 1943, a few months before the end of the occupation of Kiev by the German Commissariat issued a decree to take out of Kiev valuable documents and exhibits of the museum. Removed materials were distributed between the various German cultural institutions. Letters of St. Sophia Cathedral was moved to St. Lambrecht, Austria. There they fell into British eyes, followed by the letters of Peter and again lost. The appearance of the document in the city of Tübingen is associated with the name of the founder of the Institute for Eastern European History, Professor Werner Markert, who researched and was interested in Eastern Europe. During the war, Markert served under the supreme command of the Wehrmacht. Obviously, in 1958, his former employees asked him to buy a historic document the historian wanted to create in the Institute appropriate learning atmosphere. On his orders, on the walls of the Institute hung maps and pictures from Eastern Europe. Then, obviously, on the wall of the library appeared the letter of Peter, which hung there until 2016. 4 March 2019, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Germany returned an ancient document Ukraine. From Germany, diploma moved to the National Library named after Vernadsky. 300 years after the appearance of the letters of Peter, with the requirement not to look in the direction of Constantinople, in Ukraine has its own local Orthodox Church, Metropolitan of which is not subject to Moscow.